From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Good Monday morning. Hope everyone had a fantastic weekend. It is going to be a little bit hotter for the start of this week and then a good deal hotter for Tuesday and Wednesday. Triple-digit heat for lower elevations, in particular for the basin. Then we're watching the potential for some thunderstorms and, of course, a fire start potential in Thursday and Friday, but cooler and calmer as we head into this weekend. So more up and down summer weather continues. Right now you're taking a live, beautiful look at Yakima. This view coming courtesy of Bi-Mart. Those water colors, those pastel colors up in the sky for this morning with that beautiful sunrise. 50s and 60s this morning. In fact, it looks like it's 60s this morning for the lower elevations, 40s in the Cascades and 50s in the Blues. Your day planner forecast for today for lower elevations, 60s and 70s by 8. We're going to be into the 80s by lunchtime and then 80s and 90s at the peak of daytime heating. But like I mentioned, trending hotter into the next couple days. I'll tell you just specifically how hot coming up on Good Morning Northwest, which starts right now.
Straight ahead on Good Morning Northwest, a woman threatened with a gun, an officer struck during an arrest. Coming up, the details on two violent encounters in Richland just hours apart. And a home up in flames, a power line down, and multiple firefighters treated for heat exhaustion. We've got the latest on the blazing battle from over the weekend. And boats, of course, weren't the only things making waves this weekend. The STCU Air Show had crowds looking up in awe. We take you into the sky on Good Morning Northwest, which starts right now.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good Morning Northwest on your side.
Good Monday morning. Thanks so much for waking up with us, joining us here for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Jade Elliott. Jessica has the morning off. We want to start this morning actually with a crime alert out of Richland, where police responded to two separate violent incidents just hours apart, both of them ending in arrests. Officers first called out to Dupertail and Keene after a woman said an acquaintance followed her, pointing a gun at her, and then tried to force his way into her car, damaging it in the process. The suspect, 31-year-old Joshua Mendoza, was later arrested and booked for assault, property damage, and obstructing police. Police tell us they recovered that gun and seized it as evidence. And then later, officers responded to a domestic disturbance on Thayer Drive. During that arrest, police say the suspect became aggressive, striking an officer in the neck with a martial arts move. A taser was then used to bring him into custody. He's now facing charges of domestic violence and assault on a police officer. 502 and taking you to Kennewick, where a house fire east of Kennewick sent two firefighters to the hospital for heat exhaustion. It all happened Sunday morning, flames tearing through a single-story home on Myrtle Street just before 7 a.m. When crews got there, the house was fully engulfed in flames and a downed power line was blocking the main gate. Benton PUD was called to shut it down. The homeowner and two dogs made it out safely. Firefighters rescuing a third dog from inside that burning home. The homeowner had burns on his face and arms but did decline medical treatment. Crews had the fire under control within about an hour. The cause, though, still under investigation. And an Arizona company trying to cheat Washington's carbon market is now facing some serious consequences. The Department of Ecology says Climate Care Innovations misled the state, resulting in nearly a $500,000 fine and removal from the program Climate Care. Climate Care Innovations claiming to have more than 3 million carbon allowances, but the state says they never had any, and they lied about deals with other companies. Washington's carbon market is a part of a cap and investment program that makes companies pay for their pollution, funding clean energy projects statewide.
You can think about it kind of in the same way that you might think about the stock market, right? Like there are very strict rules about insider trading, for example, right? And so it's really important to make sure that everybody has the same information, that everybody's playing by the rules, and that nobody's putting out false information.
So the state says it tried multiple times to get answers from CCI, but the company refused to cooperate. Well, CCI had a chance to appeal the decision and never did. Now they have 30 days to fight the fine, but so far, no response. And back here locally, a very big weekend, of course, for the Tri-Cities. If you missed out on Art in the Park this year, don't worry. We've got a special glimpse of it for you. We caught up with some local artists who've been a part of the event for decades. Apple Valley News Now's Monique Garcia introduces us to Doozy Bug, a mother-daughter art glass studio that's been lighting up this festival with their creations since 1980.
Elizabeth Clute has been shaping glass for nearly 40 years, and she says creating a single piece of stained glass art isn't a quick process. It's a labor of love and patience.
Depending on the design, it takes me between 15 minutes and an hour, and then the firing is 30 hours.
Running an art business, she says, has its ups and downs, sometimes less colorful than the glass itself.
It's been touch and go. You know, there's been good times and bad times, and during COVID it was hard, and just to keep the doors open, but it's okay.
What keeps her going? Pure passion.
I love it. It's just the love of the work. And so, even so, you know, getting up in age, I'm still loving it. Every day I go to the studio and I work for 6 hours, and loving every minute of it.
Events like Art in the Park are more than just festivals. They're a vital connection to the community beyond her studio walls.
We're really grateful that we have these events, and it is a very good way to get customers to our studio. We have our own studio, but these events bring people in.
But it's not without challenges. Finding the right materials for each unique piece can be tricky.
Making sure we have a good supply of glass, which is not that easy to get because a lot of glass manufacturers in the United States have gone out of business. And so we have to make sure we have a good supply of glass because otherwise we couldn't do our work.
Clute says, and with the rising costs from overseas suppliers, sourcing quality glass is becoming more expensive. Reporting from Richland, Monique Garcia, Apple Valley News Now.
And of course, it wasn't just in Richland. There are events lining the shores of the Columbia River all weekend long, not just on the water, but also in the sky. Flipping through the sky, tumbling in formation, and diving with precision. This past weekend's STCU Over the River Air Show drew hundreds of spectators who looked to the skies in amazement. And this is the case for many longtime fans who know what's happening in the air is just as iconic as what's happening on the water. Apple Valley News Now's Jake Gable was there and spoke with families who say the weekend wasn't just about speed on the water, but about the tradition in the air.
Flipping, tumbling, and diving through the air, thousands of spectators took in the STCU Over the River Air Show in between boat heats and qualifying races. While you can't tell by the name, Water Follies, the air show is just as much of an important fixture each year as the boat races. In its 60th year, some people have been coming since the early years.
Since I was knee-high to a grasshopper, I started paying attention to these on the radio and in person back in about 73, 74, and have followed them ever since. I used to come in on the Pasco side when I was young, and they didn't charge back then for that side, and I'd watch them from there, especially that last race if I had the chance. I remember back in those days, you could hear the engines roaring everywhere in town.
Kangas has turned what he used to go to as a small child into something he has brought his daughters to every year. While their family tradition of an ice cream breakfast hasn't changed, some aspects of the show have over the years.
I kind of miss some of the things that they had done, like the Coast Guard rescue chopper that would drop people in the water and pull them back out and stuff. That was pretty fun to watch. But, you know, in years it's been bigger and smaller, and it looks like it's getting bigger again this year, which is good. I appreciate that because it is a nice break from the water activities and good chance to shoot a few different photos besides boats going fast.
After decades of races and flights, it still feels like the first time for those attending. In Kennewick, Jake Gable, Apple Valley News Now.
So much fun to watch. I know my kids loved it too. It was an action-packed weekend, of course, for Water Follies. Be sure to tune in tonight for our 5 and 6 o'clock newscast for a full recap as well. All right, still ahead this morning, a massive trade deal between the U.S. and Europe. President Trump calling it the biggest ever. But what does it mean for your wallet? We're going to have the details coming up. And of course, giving you a live look outside this morning. Beautiful start to our Monday. This is from our Bi-Mart camera in Yakima. It is 9 minutes after 5. When we come back, we'll check in with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth. He'll have your first alert forecast.
It's summer event time.
Bronco and Bronco Sport make every adventure more epic.
Because they come with GOAT modes. Goes over any type of terrain.
Lease a 2025 Bronco Sport Big Bend for $299 a month for $36. Only at your local Ford dealer.
The accident happened so quickly.
I had no idea what to do next.
Instead of going through it alone, I found hope.
With Abida Nelson. For over 40 years, we've helped families navigate the complicated legal process,
getting the care and settlement you deserve.
Abeda Nelson took care of everything,
so I could focus on healing and getting back to my life.
Abeda Nelson took my injury personally.
Accidents happen.
Compensation should too.
Abeda Nelson, we take your injury personally.
At Bruce Heating and Air, your comfort is our business. With over 30 years of professional HVAC experience for residential and commercial properties, your heating and air system is in good hands. In addition to providing quality heating, air conditioning, ventilation, and installation services, Bruce Heating and Air also houses a full-service sheet metal fabrication shop.
At Bruce Heating and Air, our technicians are not incentivized by commissions or to find problems. We only look for solutions to keep you cool. Now through September 30th, receive rebates up to $1,650 off on a new Daikin Fit system.
And Consumer Reports.
We're testers.
This organization accepts no advertising or sponsorship.
Since 1936.
Testing dishwashers, TVs, cars, vacuums.
We buy directly from stores, just like you.
Making sure products are safe.
And that they last.
Because we're advocates.
Engineers and scientists. We're testers. We're Consumer Reports.
Join us.
It's Ultraviolet Safety Month, and we're raising awareness of the damage UV causes to our skin. Get more information about possible UV damage at applevalleyNewsNow.com.
Sponsored locally by Prosser Memorial Health. This is how we care.
It's summer event time, Sam. Great time to buy.
A Ford F-Series truck.
Take your pick. Gas, all-electric, hybrid, and diesel.
Lease a 2025 F-150 STX Super Crew for $349 a month for $36. Only at your local Ford dealer.
This morning, things are about to get freaky.
What's happening?
When Jamie Lee Curtis and Lindsay Lohan come to GMA Live. It's gonna be a freakier Friday on a Monday.
Oh, that's it!
On
Good Morning America.
Good morning, America.
The 3-Degree Guarantee, sponsored by Legends Casino Hotel.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Let's go ahead and take you on a zone-by-zone tour of this morning's temperatures. We start off in Kittitas County, where we're in the upper 40s, around 50 degrees for Snoqualmie Pass. Low 60s in the Kittitas Valley, mid 60s down towards Vantage. Then in the Yakima Valley, all of us in the low to mid 60s. In the lower Columbia Basin, also 60s, but pretty close to 70 degrees in the Tri-Cities. Then for the Blue Foothills, also pretty close to 70 for places like Walla Walla, Milton, Freewater, Adena, but low 60s for the rest of the foothills and 50s up in the Blue Mountains. Here is your coatcast for today for the Tri-Cities. Other than, well, I'd say even for this morning, 69 degrees, 68, 69 degrees at 5:12 in the morning. Probably t-shirt weather, but definitely t-shirt weather throughout the rest of the day. So for today, very seasonal high temperatures for late July. So for lower elevations, mid 90s and sunshine, that's a pretty safe bet. Now, as we head into the next few days, it's going to be an interesting setup. So let's go ahead and show you the lay of the land with Futurecast satellite and radar. And as we put this into motion for today and tomorrow, could have some thunderstorms in the Blue Mountains, but the forecast gets a lot more interesting as we head later into the week, because you see the spinning red L right here. Well, it popped off the screen there, but that spinning red L, that's a low pressure system that is going to make its way up from the south, and that could touch off a few more thunderstorms as we head into Thursday and Friday, and that is going to up the fire start potential. So we'll definitely have a lot more to say about that coming up in a few minutes.
Josh, thanks so much. 5:13. Take a look at your national headlines this morning. Now, with the latest on the trade deal with the European Union, after months of tense talks, the two sides have reached a preliminary deal ahead of President Trump's August 1st deadline. Both sides have decided on a 15% tariff on most EU goods, but experts warn the cost that it could cost Americans more money for the items, including German cars and pharmaceuticals. ABC's Nicole D'Antonio is in Washington with the potential impact on American families.
Congratulations. This morning, the U.S. and the European Union reach a preliminary trade deal after a high-stakes meeting at President Trump's golf course in Scotland. The full details are still being worked out, but the deal calls for a 15% tariff on most EU exports to the U.S., with few exceptions.
This is probably the biggest deal ever reached
in any capacity, trade or beyond trade.
President Trump says the EU, which is made up of 27 countries, will also buy $750 billion in American energy and invest $600 billion in the U.S. And he says there will be no tariffs on American exports to Europe. The president of the European Commission calling it a huge deal that followed tough negotiations.
It will bring stability. It will bring predictability. That's very important for our businesses on both sides of the Atlantic.
Despite the tariffs being much lower than the 30% Trump had previously threatened if no deal was reached by August 1st, experts warn that these tariffs will still increase prices for U.S. companies and consumers. Some worry more countries may not follow through on investing.
It is very unclear how also Europe will deliver on these investment plans. Let's not forget the European Commission cannot decide on how individual companies will do their investments.
Other analysts add that prices will still rise on popular European products that previously had low or no tariffs, including French perfume, German cars, and the EU's largest export to the U.S., pharmaceuticals. The deal comes as the latest Marquette University Law School poll shows a majority of Americans, 65%, disapprove of the president's handling of tariffs.
President Trump will meet with the British Prime Minister in Scotland to finalize a trade deal outlined earlier this year. And at the same time, U.S. and Chinese leaders are also meeting in Sweden for more trade talks and are expected to extend the current pause on tariffs. We'll keep you updated. All right, still ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. Giving you that beautiful live look from our Bimart camera in Yakima. Checking back in with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colberth coming up after the break. He'll have your full First Alert forecast as we make our way into the week. It's 16 minutes after 5. We'll be right back.
Starting at $4.49, you can get one, make it a double, or go for 3 delicious patties. Go as big as you want with my Bonus Jack combo starting at $4.49. Now you can say you're loving it and actually mean it. Get so much more.
Welcome to Jack in the Box.
Got a family reunion in the works? Make it unforgettable at Beaver Valley Lodge. With cozy rooms, beautiful mountain views, and plenty of space to gather, it's the perfect place to reconnect and make new memories. Book direct with us and get 10% off. That means more savings for barbecues, bonfires, and all those late-night laughs. So skip the middleman and book direct today, because great reunions start with the perfect place to stay. Beaver Valley Lodge. Come as a guest and leave as a friend.
J.D. Power has ranked Nissan #1 in new vehicle quality among mainstream brands. And to celebrate, you can now get in one of these award-winning SUVs with 0% APR for 60 months. The all-new turbocharged Nissan Murano, the rugged Nissan Pathfinder, and the best-selling Nissan Rogue. Visit Nissan today and drive away in an award-winning SUV.
Now get 0% APR financing for 60 months on the 2025 Nissan Rogue, Pathfinder, or Murano.
These dishes just aren't getting clean.
The problem isn't your machine. It's likely your detergent.
Really?
Really. I recommend switching to Cascade Platinum Plus. These new pods dissolve completely, releasing more soaking, scrubbing, and rinsing action. Plus, the grease-fighting power of Dawn, breaking down up to 100% of tough, stuck-on foods.
That's impressive.
And it works so well, it even keeps your filter clean. Cascade. Roto-Rooter recommended, safe for pipes.
Okay, bye.
I met a cute poodle outside.
Oh, really?
She said everyone's talking about you and how you work for free. That can't be true.
Sure it is. When you're injured and have the heavy hitter on your team, we win or it's free.
Free?
Yeah. You don't pay us a penny unless we win for you.
That's doggone crazy.
Hello? Yeah, sure. That cute poodle you were talking to wants to have a play date.
Let's go.
The heavy hitter is one for you. Call 853-2222.
Starting at $4.49, you can get one, make it a double, or go for 3 delicious patties. Go as big as you want with my Bonus Jack combo starting at $4.49. Now you can say you're loving it and actually mean it. Get so much more.
Welcome to Jack in the Box.
The 3-Degree Guarantee, sponsored by Legends Casino Hotel.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colberth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. We're going to have these little thunderstorm chances in the Blue Mountains over the next couple of days. We'll go ahead and show you that with Futurecast radar. And you can see as we get closer to the peak of daytime heating, 4, 5, 6 p.m., that's when we could have some of those thunderstorms in the blues. Now into the late evening, that should drop off the map. But for tomorrow, looks like we're going to go through the exact same cycle. This time maybe with a little bit less gusto, but it still looks like we'll have those chances. Then those chances going to switch over to the Cascades for Wednesday, and then perhaps spreading down into lower elevations for Thursday and Friday. More on that in a second. But first, for today, other than the thunderstorm chances, plenty of sunshine and high temperatures that'll be very normal for this time of the year, with low to mid 90s for lower elevations. Then for tonight, again, kind of the same thing, little thunderstorm chances in the blues. Elsewhere, it's going to be clear, and it is going to be mild with 60s for the valleys, foothills, and basin, and 50s up in the Cascades, 50s and 60s in the blues. Okay, tomorrow going to be a little bit hotter, about 5 to 10 degrees hotter than normal for this time of the year, between 100 to 103 for the lower Columbia Basin. And then for Wednesday, kind of the same thing, maybe just a touch hotter, but still I'm going with 100 to 103 for the lower Columbia Basin, technically 101 for the Tri-Cities and Hermiston. Then we'll trend cooler into Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. That's the good news, but the bad news is that this coincides with some thunderstorm chances this time for lower elevations where things are a little bit drier. So Thursday, Friday, watching the potential for lightning, watching the potential for fire starts as well. So TBD on whether or not this is going to be a first alert weather day, but this is something we're going to be watching very closely. Could have a few showers lingering into Saturday and Sunday, but I'm thinking overall the weekend should be dry and it should be much cooler. So here's the 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. 100s on Tuesday and Wednesday, sandwiched between mid-90s for Monday and Thursday, then highs around 90 Friday and Sunday. Friday through Sunday, I should say. In Yakima, heat building over the next few days, then chances for showers and thunderstorms by the end of the week. In Ellensburg, heating up to around 100 on Wednesday, then cooler with chances for thunderstorms Thursday and Friday. Watching the fire start potential, again, very closely for lower elevations. Then in Hermiston, near 100 tomorrow and Wednesday, then cooler with chances for a few showers at the end of the work week. Finally, for Walla Walla, around 100 degrees Tuesday and Wednesday, then also tracking chances for lightning on Thursday and Friday.
Pretty seasonal.
I'd say so. Highs go up, highs go down, lightning, the whole shebang.
Yeah. Did you have a good weekend?
I did.
Enjoy some sunshine?
Yes. What about you?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Got to take what we can get whenever we can get it.
A lot of sunshine to enjoy.
And I love it.
Yes.
All right. So much more ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. Coming up, Liam Neeson going from action to absurd as the star of the Naked Gun reboot. Coming up in your entertainment headlines, we'll take a first look at the laughs and the cast behind the chaos. It's 5:22. We're back after the break.
System 1 loaded.
Got a birthday coming up, celebrating a big win, or just want to gather the crew for a pizza and a good time? For decades, Hubby's Pizza has been the go-to spot for family, friends, and fun. Reserve your table and bring the whole gang. Kids, family, teammates, whoever loves great pizza and good vibes. Dig into your favorite pizza, hit up the fresh salad bar, and let the kids have a blast in the arcade. And if the party's at your place, no problem. Hubby's now delivers through Grubhub and DoorDash. A community tradition, a place to celebrate. Acquire the Hubby's habit today.
It's the summer sales event with the Ford crew.
It's summer event time, Sam. Great time to buy.
A Ford F-Series truck.
Take your pick. Gas, all-electric, hybrid, and diesel. With impressive towing capability for any size to-do list. Like building a house.
A two-story brick colonial.
Or hauling that boat to the lake.
What?
That's actually on my to-do list.
Oh.
Lease a 2025 F-150 XTX Super Crew 4x4 for $349 a month for 36 months. Only at your local Ford dealer.
Right now, U.S. Cellular makes it easy to switch and get $1,000 off any phone with no trade-in. No trade-in? But we're willing to trade in our teeth. Nope. You don't have to trade your teeth in or an old phone. I like that. Yeah, your parents get an amazing deal. I almost lost this one. Yeah. You get to leave your tooth under your pillow.
For me, it's Tooth Fairy time.
Get $1,000 off any phone with no trade-in, and we'll pay off your current contract when you switch. U.S. Cellular, built for us.
Hi, I'm Debbie Robertson. I'm just putting on the sales tags for the Nissan Summer Sales Event going on right now at Bill Robertson Nissan. We brought in extra inventory just for this event.
Drive a new Nissan Rogue, 0% financing for 60 months and sale priced at $31,999. Or step up to a 2025 Pathfinder, 0% for 60 months starting at just $36,950. Get into a brand new Murano, 0% for 60 months starting at $41,999.
So come see us today at Bill and Debbie Robertson Nissan.
Operation Best Friend, sponsored by the Manthei Group Cross Country Mortgage.
Welcome back, 525 with your entertainment news, and it is a blast from the past with a whole new twist.
That's right, the iconic comedy The Naked Gun is making a comeback, and this time Liam Neeson is taking the lead.
So the action star is swapping takedowns for takedown jokes in the revival of the classic slapstick franchise.
The film hits theaters next summer, and fans of the original may be in for a hilarious surprise. Here's a look.
That was awesome.
Who are you?
Drebin. Detective Frank Drebin. Thanks.
Liam Neeson is Frank Drebin Jr. in The Naked Gun.
Says you served 20 years for man's laughter.
You mean manslaughter?
Must have been quite the joke. Lovely group of actors. Akiva Schaffer, our writer, director. A comedic nerd. I mean that as a compliment.
This genre where it's just all jokes all the time, while the actors are acting like they don't know they're telling jokes. They think they're in a serious movie.
Do this by the book.
Show a little respect! Why? Who's going to arrest me? Other cops?
Yes.
Is she serious?
Is he serious?
No. Personally speaking, it was great to work with Pamela. I think we had a lovely natural chemistry.
Over here, Lieutenant. I think someone murdered my brother.
Please, take a chair.
Thank you. Knowing that you were creating something like this that's going to, be cheerful and joyful and silly and outrageous.
I was honored to play George Kennedy's son in the movie because I thought if I were ever to be cast in a movie like this, it's probably like 3 or 4 lines as like a burglar or something, and I'll just be a gag. But like to get to be in the entire film and play with Liam, like that was amazing.
We've upgraded your car with the most advanced crime-fighting tech.
Drive forward 30 feet. Very smooth.
Oh!
In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
It's going to be pretty funny just to have that kind of remake of such an iconic classic movie.
And that's bold of them.
With that lineup.
A lot of people are like very, like for example, Disney, they're like very protective of their brands. They don't want any so to have the brand kind of make fun of itself is very self-aware.
Yeah, good cast. All right, still ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. Traffic alert heads up to drivers. Some major road closures this week in Walla Walla, where you'll need to detour and how long the work's going to last. That's all coming up. Plus, helping hungry kids, Yakima Nation Tribal School bringing back a pandemic-era food program. Why it's still needed this summer. We have those headlines and more after the break. It's 5:28.
Because of a dry spring in the Pacific Northwest, wildfire season has started early this year and will probably be with us through September. While some wildfires are lightning caused, most are caused by people. Apple Valley News Now reminds you when camping or hiking to obey all fire restrictions and make sure to put out your campfire completely before leaving the campsite. There's more information about preventing wildfires at applevalleynewsnow.com. Remember, it's up to all of us to help prevent wildfires.
Good evening, everybody.
To make great newscasts, you need great resources and an experienced team.
We begin tonight with breaking news coming out.
Wendy Redman has been a leader in broadcast news for 20 years plus.
Monique Ledesma is
Wendy breaks big stories, produces special reports that make a difference, and brings the news home to you each evening.
It's sometimes dramatic, but always informative.
Wendy Redman, Austin Reed, Stacey Lee, Apple Valley News Now at 5, 6, and 6:30 on your side.
Always on your side. Apple Valley News Now is Pasco,
Yakima,
Umatilla, West Richland,
Prosser. Apple Valley News Now is Union Gap,
Kennewick,
Natchez,
Sela.
Apple Valley News Now is Toppenish,
Tri-Cities,
Zilla,
Walla Walla,
Ellensburg.
From the Blues in the east to the Cascades in the west, one television station is everywhere you want us to be. Leading the way with local news you trust. We're Apple Valley News Now, on your side.
This time of year, dangerous storms pop up, bringing rain, wind, and lightning.
And many times, that lightning causes wildfires, some of which change lives forever.
This is just one reason to trust First Alert Weather from Apple Valley News Now.
With cutting-edge technology and the experience of our team, trust us to help keep your family safe this wildfire season.
On air, online, and mobile with our First Alert Weather app.
Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather, always on your side. Jay Dalia, Jessica Jalal, and Josh Colbreth. Good morning, Northwest from Apple Valley News Now. This is Apple Valley News Now. Good morning, Northwest on your side.
Good Monday morning. Thanks so much for waking up with us, joining us here for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Jade Elliott.
And I'm Josh Colbreth.
Jessica has the morning off, but it is 3-degree guarantee time. Temps are going up. Is the cash as well?
It is. The cash is flowing. Well, it's not flowing to any viewers, but it's flowing into the jackpot, that is. Let's go ahead and take a look at our 3-degree guarantee, sponsored by our good friends at the Legends Casino and Hotel. On Friday, went with the forecast high of 94 and verified at 95, so the jackpot's up to 175. For today, a slightly hotter forecast high of 96 in Pasco Tri-Cities. If it verifies between 93 to 99, the jackpot's going to hit $200. If that doesn't happen, the jackpot could be yours. Find out how to win the jackpot by going to applevalleynewsnow.com, clicking on the contest page, or you can scan the QR code that's on your screen. Okay, we're going to be even hotter into Tuesday and Wednesday, and then cooler for the rest of the week, but that's as thunderstorm chances go up into Thursday and Friday. Also, there's going to be a fire start potential, so to be determined on whether or not point number 2 is going to turn into a First Alert Weather Day, but we're keeping a very close eye on things. Now let's take it back to this morning in Pasco. This view coming courtesy of the Dust Devils, the baseball diamond, and a little bit of light haze up in the skies, but the skies have been very blue this July. You're going to be pretty hard pressed to find skies this void of smoke or haze, but we will definitely take it. Right now, temperatures in the 50s and 60s for lower elevations, 40s in the Cascades, 50s and 60s in the Blues. Your hour-by-hour forecast for today for the Tri-Cities is going to be around 80 at 10. Around 85 at lunchtime, and then into the mid-90s at the peak of daytime heating. Pretty seasonal stuff for late July, and I'll take you on that zone-by-zone tour of today's forecast, and I'll show you what vegetation dryness is looking like. So all that's going to be coming up in a few minutes.
Josh, thanks so much. We start this half-hour news in Walla Walla with a traffic alert. Heads up to drivers going through the Walla Walla area. Walla Walla Avenue between Roosevelt Street and Wellington Avenue will be fully closed starting today. It'll be closed through Friday. The closure is tied to private development work that's happening in the area. Drivers should plan to use alternate routes and do expect delays nearby, especially during peak travel times. No through traffic will be allowed, and detours will be in place. And staying in Walla Walla, Strum Avenue will also be closed between Aubin and Shelton Roads today, and those will stay closed until Thursday. Closures run daily from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. as crews complete some roadway paving. If you normally park on Strum, you will need to move your vehicle by 7 a.m. each day or risk being towed. The city's asking residents and drivers to plan ahead and follow posted detours. 5:33 taking you to Yakima now, where the Yakima Nation Tribal School is bringing back a COVID-era program this summer that is meant to help keep students fed. Every Friday since earlier this month, the school's been hosting a summer food handout from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Students can swing by the school, grab some breakfast and some snacks. Usually about 30 to 40 students actually show up and take advantage of the service. The school previously offered the program during COVID, but brought it back this summer to supplement kids' summer food needs.
It helps with the families. Like it's not a lot, but it does help give them some relief because food prices are expensive.
So the school will host the food handouts for 3 more Fridays, with its last one on August 15th. Well, a cross-country move to Washington was supposed to bring one local senior closer to family and peace of mind, but instead it turned into a nightmare. A Bothell woman says a moving company jacked up her bill, demanded thousands more than quoted, and then held her belongings hostage. Now she's starting over with almost nothing, but not without a fight.
Nearly everything in Beth Robinson's apartment is donated.
The people here have been unbelievable.
Including the clothes.
This jacket
on her back
belonged to someone.
How many clothes do you got with you? Do you still have?
Two outfits.
Only 2?
Uh-huh.
How are you making do with only 2 outfits?
I do a lot of washing.
Beth moved from Palm Desert, California to a senior living community in Bothell, Washington to be closer to her daughter. Her stuff was supposed to follow with the help of Noble Moving and Storage. She says now that's a lost cause.
If ideally you get all your stuff back.
I won't.
You won't?
No. I've already told them that I will not go above $10,000.
An invoice shows Beth was first quoted $3,700. She says that later changed to a verbal quote of about $6,000 for an additional 25 boxes and some small furniture. But after the movers loaded everything onto the truck, she was slapped with this bill for over $26,000, and the driver demanded a tip of $1,200 in cash. The mover threatened to empty her belongings on the street if she didn't agree to it.
At 7 o'clock at night, 83 years old, 5 feet tall, I was scared. And so I signed it, and I gave them the $10,000 check.
King 5 contacted Noble Moving and Storage but has yet to receive a response. The Better Business Bureau does not accredit the company, which has received 25 complaints over the past year.
I think that they're unethical, and I don't know how they sleep at night.
But as for Beth, she says she's sleeping fine.
This is just something that happened, and there's nothing I can do about it. Why ruin a moment of my life stressing about it?
What a good attitude she's having. Such an unfortunate situation. Better Business Bureau says if a moving company does demand more money after loading your items, it could be the sign of a scam. They recommend getting quotes in writing and avoiding companies that refuse to provide one. All right, 5:36 now, and a local man made a large contribution to Yakima's YWCA, and for him, it's personal. It's an effort to combat domestic violence and to carry on the memory of his daughter. Brian Harris is the founder of the Emily Harris Memorial Foundation and owner of Brian Harris Used Cars in Sela. Now, he donated more than $110,000 to the organization. Harris has been raising money to help domestic violence victims since his daughter, Emily Harris, was killed in a domestic violence incident in 2020. The group has a motto that they live by.
What is everybody going to do today? We are going to live like Emily.
And that is what Harris says they do. They live like Emily, and the motto means so much to him.
Emily was a good coach, mom, Christian, mentor, somebody big in the community, willing to give back time. One of Emily's big deal was Emily always wanted to take people that didn't feel a part of and make them a part of.
Harris says that people can support the cause by donating via the organization's PayPal or donating directly to the YWCA in Emily Harris's name. 5:38, so much more ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. Are you considering a robotic appliance to make household chores easier? Well, if so, you're going to want to stick around because coming up, Consumer Reports has the latest test reveal for which robot devices are worth your money. And giving you that live look outside this morning from the Dust Devils camera in Pasco. When we come back, we will check in with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth. He will have a look at what you can expect on this Monday.
Operation Best Friend, sponsored by As You Wish Real Estate Services, Christine Connolly, Realtor.
Before, our service would be in and out. We wanted to switch to T-Mobile to make sure that we have better coverage.
T-Mobile is now the best network, and with the most satellites, we're connecting hundreds of thousands in places where cell towers can't reach with T-Satellite.
I signed up for T-Satellite and give me peace of mind as a mom that makes life better knowing that it's there when we need it.
Upgrade to the best network. Right now, T-Mobile will pay off 4 phones up to $3,200. Plus, hook you up with 4 new phones on us. Switch today.
Who says you have to wait for snow to get the best piano deals of the year? Dickerson's Tri-City Pianos is unwrapping Christmas savings in July. Free delivery and setup, and a holiday songbook so you can practice Jingle Bells by the pool. Save on select uprights, grands, and digital pianos. And if you wear a Santa hat, we'll reward you with an extra discount. Christmas in July at Dickerson's Tri-City Pianos, where music is always in season.
It's Native. Native is made with 9 clean ingredients and is good for your skin without leaving white marks or residue. Heavenly. 72-hour odor protection that cares for skin isn't a myth. It's Native.
Are you one of the millions of Americans who suffer from an upset stomach after a big meal? Try Pepto-Bismol. Unlike some products, Pepto coats and soothes your digestive system to provide fast 5-symptom relief. Stock up on Pepto today.
Did you know Tri-City Lumber Company isn't just for contractors? We're your local source for decking, railing, hardware, and more, open to everyone. For over 30 years, DIYers and homeowners have trusted us for quality materials and expert one-on-one advice. Now, under new ownership, we're making it even easier to shop local and build better. Skip the big box stores. Visit Tri-City Lumber today on Clearwater and Kennewick, or call us at 509-783-3322 today.
Bathfitter showers have got people talking. Our wide selection of showers means it's exactly what we wanted. Seamless and watertight walls are much easier to clean than tiles and grout. And they stay in excellent shape. Every Bathfitter shower is backed by a lifetime warranty. And with thousands of 5-star reviews, the experience exceeds expectations. It's no wonder millions of Bathfitter customers love their new shower. It just fits. Go to bathfitter.com to book your free consultation.
Paradise spreads its wings.
We like to call this chemistry test Birds of Paradise.
But who's getting plucked?
I had second thoughts after I gave Bailey the rose.
I'm friends with Jeremy, but Bailey needs to know.
New Bachelor in Paradise tonight on ABC. Can Ken Jennings and Matt Damon take their feud with Jimmy?
I finally made it on your show.
Way to go, Mr. Smarty Pants.
All the way to $1 million?
You can't even read. What are you talking about?
The Emmy-nominated Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? Wednesday on ABC.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Today is going to be a toasty day, but pretty seasonal for late July, as we'll be in the mid-70s up towards Snoqualmie Pass, mid-90s in the Kittitas Valley, the same thing down towards Vantage, and a little bit breezy up this way, gusts between 15 to 20 miles per hour. We'll see a lot of that for today, a little bit breezy, but definitely nothing to write home about. Then in the Yakima Valley, highs in the mid-90s. For the lower Columbia Basin, highs also in the mid-90s. Could have some upper 90s up towards Benton City and especially towards the Hanford site and Odello. For the Blue Foothills, we're going to be in the low 90s for the Morrow County foothills and mid-90s for the foothills of Umatilla and Walla Walla counties. 70s and 80s in the higher terrain of the Blue Mountains. And this is where we'll have about 10 to 20% chances of showers and thunderstorms for today. Speaking of that, let's go ahead and show you what our vegetation dryness is looking like for today. And we could, we're not completely ruling out fire starts in the Blue Mountains for today, but we would be much more concerned if the vegetation dryness down that way was critically dry as opposed to just an elevated level of dryness, but still critically dry for lower elevations and in the Cascades in the upper Yakima Basin. Then for, that was both for today and tomorrow. The map kind of looking the same. Looks like it's probably going to look the same as we head into Thursday and Friday, and that's as thunderstorm chances go up. I'll have more on the thunderstorm chances coming up in a few minutes.
Thanks, Josh. 5:43. From refrigerators powered by AI to automated mops and mowers, household robots are on the rise. But are they truly helpful or just another tech trend? Well, Consumer Reports breaks down the pros, the cons, and reveals which deliver real value.
From vacuuming your floors to cleaning your grill, today's smart appliances promise convenience at the touch of a button. But are they really delivering? Consumer Reports' Dan Rychlowski tracks the latest in home and garden tech.
While these products are helpful, they tend to be pricier than their traditional counterparts, and they often have complicated setup processes and require extra tinkering to keep them working.
Take Samsung's new $5,000 bespoke refrigerator, which comes with an AI vision camera that's supposed to recognize the groceries you add to your fridge. When CR tested the feature out in its labs, it worked about half the time, and it struggled with packaged foods like milk and soda. CR's evaluations of robotic lawnmowers found you'll need to pre-mow your grass to a specific height before you can set these robots loose on your lawn. And all that convenience will cost you hundreds to thousands of dollars. But it's not all bad news. Some smart products, like robotic vacuums, have come a long way. They're now better at dodging obstacles, navigating tight spaces, and picking up dirt along edges and in corners. And while not exactly a robot, CR says a smart thermostat is a great investment.
These will cut down on your heating and cooling bills using AI to automatically adjust the temperature, especially when you're not home. They also connect to demand response programs from your local utility company, which can give you discounts on your bill.
The new Google Nest Learning thermostat does all of that and earned top marks in CR's tests. This is Teresa Hope.
Consumer Reports also says to be mindful of the security and privacy settings with these smart home products. While each setup is different, be sure to turn off data sharing if possible. Still much more ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. We come back your morning sprint. Everything you need to know as you head out the door this morning, and giving you a live look outside from our dust levels camera in Pasco. Chief Meteorologist Josh Colworth will have your full first alert forecast coming up after the break as we make our way into the week as well. It's 5:45. We'll be right back.
Allen Brecky Law Offices is a Tri-Cities-based regional law firm which emphasizes the rights of accident victims. If you've been injured, get a free consultation from the people who live and work right here in our community.
Form or function? Should we push the timeline? Will it hold?
Should we outsource? What do you think?
Do you engineer it to work? Or design it to move? Give them what they want.
It needs to be taller, faster,
even cheaper. Or take things to new places. You've got to build the right team. No, that's the one. Revise it, redo it, develop it. Keep pushing until it's right.
Introducing the business card that gives back all you put in. The new Chase Sapphire Reserve for Business.
These dishes just aren't getting clean.
The problem isn't your machine. It's likely your detergent.
Really?
Really. I recommend switching to Cascade Platinum Plus. These new pods dissolve completely, releasing more soaking, scrubbing, and rinsing action. Plus, the grease-fighting power of Dawn, breaking down up to 100% of tough stuck-on foods.
That's impressive.
And it works so well, it even keeps your filter clean. Cascade. Roto-Rooter recommended, safe for pipes.
Why do patients and families immediately think of Good Shepherd? They trust our knowledge and expertise. They value the compassionate care we provide. They feel like they are being taken care of by family. From our renowned doctors and top-of-the-line technology to our state-of-the-art facilities, Good Shepherd Healthcare System. Patients first, always.
During the back-to-school sale at Furniture Row, every sofa, dining group, and bed is on sale. So outfitting your off-campus studio or secluded study nook is elementary. Find high-end sofas at unbelievable prices and laid-back sectionals with modern lines. Contemporary counter-height dining to versatile minimalist functionality, affordable beds in planked chestnut, and timeless warm brown elegance. Buy one, get 50% off the second with our Denver mattress lineup, or score 60 months, no interest. The back-to-school sale on now at Furniture Row.
Allen Brecky Law Offices is a Tri-Cities-based regional law firm which emphasizes the rights of accident victims. If you've been injured, get a free consultation from the people who live and work right here in our community.
Stacy Lee. First Alert Weather. Watch tonight. From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Let's go ahead and show you the rest of today with Futurecast radar. Most of us going to stay dry, but as we head into the afternoon and evening, that's when we'll have about 10 to 20% chances of showers and thunderstorms in the Blue Mountains. Now into the late evening, that's going to drop off the map, but for tomorrow, we'll probably deal with the exact same setup. Into the afternoon and evening, again, about 10 to 20% chances of showers and thunderstorms in the Blues. Then into the late evening, that's going to drop off the map. For Wednesday, that'll pivot over to the Cascades. And then for Thursday, maybe slipping down to some of our lower elevations. More on that in a second. But first for today, other than the shower and thunderstorm chances, should be a sunny day, a dry day, and we'll have highs that'll be very normal for late July with low to mid 90s for lower elevations. Then for tonight, again, other than the shower and thunderstorm chances in the Blues, clear skies and mild overnight lows as we'll drop down into the 60s for lower elevations, 50s in the Cascades, 50s and 60s in the Blues. Then for tomorrow, a little bit hotter, about 5 to 10 degrees hotter than normal for this time of the year, between 100 to 103 in the lower Columbia Basin. Maybe a smidge hotter for Wednesday, officially going with 101 in the Tri-Cities and Hermiston, but around 100 in the valleys, around 100 in the foothills. So it is, in essence, going to be equal opportunity heat for lower elevations. And thankfully, trending cooler as we head into this weekend, but that does come with a price to pay, as the high temperatures go down. Thunderstorm chances will go up for Thursday and Friday. Now, like I mentioned, Monday through Wednesday, these are just going to be in the mountains, but for Thursday and Friday, slipping down into lower elevations. The vegetation looks like it's still going to be critically dry, so if this forecast holds, we might be inclined to go with a first alert weather day for Thursday and Friday for the fire start potential in our lower elevations. It's definitely going to be something that we're keeping a very close eye on. Here's the 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. 100s on Tuesday and Wednesday, sandwiched between mid-90s for Monday and Thursday, then highs around 90 for Friday through Sunday. In Yakima, heat building over the next few days, then chances for showers and thunderstorms by the end of the week. In Ellensburg, heating up to around 100 on Wednesday, then cooler with chances for thunderstorms Thursday and Friday, watching the fire start potential closely for lower elevations. In Hermiston, near 100 tomorrow and Wednesday, then cooler with chances for a few showers at the end of the work week. Finally, for Walla Walla, around 100 degrees Tuesday and Wednesday, then also tracking chances for lightning on Thursday and Friday.
Now, the morning sprint.
5:51, time for your morning sprint in our 5 o'clock hour, and we start with the top 5 local things you need to know this morning. 2 separate arrests kept Richland police busy over the weekend. Officers responding to a disturbance on Keene Road, where a man allegedly pointed a gun at a woman and damaged her car. That suspect, Joshua Mendoza, was later arrested and booked into the Benton County Jail. In another case on Thayer Drive, officers investigating a domestic violence incident were attacked. The suspect struck an officer in the neck using a martial arts move, prompting police to use a taser to take him into custody. And in Kennewick, a house fire on Myrtle Street sent one firefighter to the hospital for heat exhaustion, a second treated at the scene. The homeowner also suffering some minor burns. Crews rescued a dog from that blaze. Investigators still looking into just what sparked that fire. And an Arizona company is accused of trying to cheat Washington's carbon market. Climate Care Innovations claim to hold millions of carbon credits, but the state says they never had any. The Department of Ecology has fined them nearly $500,000 and removed them from the program. The company hasn't responded to the penalty or attempted to appeal. Taking you to Walla Walla now, where there will be some road closures over the week. Walla Walla Avenue will be closed for private development work starting today through Friday. Strum Avenue will be shut down for paving during the same week as well until Thursday. And construction in Yakima, a roundabout construction at 72nd and Washington is hitting a major milestone this week. Phase 3 begins today, closing the intersection 24/7 through mid-September. Detours are going to be in place as crews finish underground work and paving. 5:52 in your national headlines this morning. The U.S. reportedly now has signed an agreement with Qatar outlining the terms of the Boeing jet that it is giving the Pentagon. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth and his Qatari counterpart signing the agreement. The agreement says that the plane is an unconditional donation and that the U.S. will not be paying for it. The plane is expected to be used by President Trump as Air Force One once it is upgraded. Air Force Secretary Troy Menik telling a House committee last month that it would probably cost less than $400 million to retrofit the jet. The memorandum could still be changed ahead of a formal announcement. And in your business headlines this morning, some new tax rules for charitable donations are ahead. Starting next year, how you donate will affect your tax break deductions. Standard deduction filers can write off up to $1,000 in cash gifts, $2,000 for joint filers, and that's double the old pandemic era limit. Non-cash gifts like clothes or food will face stricter limits. Those who itemize their deductions will, for the first time, be allowed to deduct their cash contributions only to the extent that they exceed 0.5% of their adjusted gross income. New tax rules are set to take effect in 2026. 5:54 in your health headlines. Living in hot places doesn't just make your skin age faster, it does also age your entire body. It's according to a new study that found extreme heat makes you age more quickly. Researchers looked at more than 3,600 people over 55 years old. They found people who experienced at least 140 days of heat index over 90 degrees age up to 14 months faster than those who only experienced 10 such days per year. It's about the same as the impact of smoking or heavy alcohol use. Accelerated biological aging increases the risk of cancer, dementia, diabetes, and early death. 5:54 talking sports this morning. National Baseball Hall of Fame just got 5 new legends. Fans gathering in Cooperstown, New York on Sunday to honor the 2025 induction class, led by iconic outfielder Ichiro Suzuki. The 5-member class is the largest since 2022, with each player remembered for the impact that they had on the game both on and off the field. Ichiro's speech drew a standing ovation celebrating his remarkable career across 2 continents.
And just a quick word on Ichiro. He was 1 vote away from being unanimously selected to the Hall of Fame. So whoever that 1 voter was.
The nerve.
Yeah, I haven't forgotten.
The nerve. Yeah. All right. Well, let's take a look at what's trending this morning. Airport security is known for confiscating things, of course, like liquids, lotions, pocket knives. But how about turtles?
Turtles.
You're trying to take your turtle through TSA?
I like turtles. Well, the Transportation Safety Authority says in April, a woman attempted to smuggle 2 turtles through security at the Miami airport. Agents were shell-shocked to find them in her bra.
Well, yeah, plot twist. That was a choice. All right, TSA said you can turtily travel with small pets, but check with the airlines to see if they're allowed on flight. And then also carry the items through security, kind of out in the open.
Instead of concealed?
Instead of trying to hide them?
Yes, absolutely. Well, this follows an incident earlier this year in Newark, New Jersey, when a man tried to smuggle a turtle in his pants. That is also a choice.
I remember that.
And we talked about it at this desk. In a post, TSA said to please, quote, stop hiding animals in weird places on your body. And TSA
I'm going to second that.
Right out of my mouth.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing. It's almost like, okay, you're hiding it because you think you're doing something wrong. Like, oh, this probably shouldn't go through TSA, so I'm just going to conceal it somewhere weird. As opposed to, hey, here's me and my turtle. We're clear. We're good.
I'd love to know the backstory that leads up to them making those decisions. I'd like to know that.
Well, and I mean, respectfully speaking, can't a turtle kind of survive on its own for maybe a couple days?
Yes.
Put enough lettuce in the cage?
In the terrarium or whatever it is? Yeah. Yes.
I don't know.
Yes.
Lots of questions, clearly. All right, so much more ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. Coming up at 6, a nearly $500,000 fine after an Arizona company tried to cheat Washington's carbon market. We have those details and what's happening. That's coming up in our 6 o'clock hour. Plus, free beer? Yes, really. Miller Lite turning 50, and thousands of beers are up for grabs. We're going to let you know how to score one coming up. And then, of course, Chief Meteorologist Josh Colberth breaking down our forecast as we make our way into the week.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty hot as we head into the next couple of days. We're talking triple-digit heat, then cooler for later in the week, but thunderstorms, coming back into the picture. I'll talk about all of it coming up on Good Morning Northwest at 6.